I'm so excited, guys, for Friday. It feels so good. If you guys can do me a huge favor, and I say huge favor, do me a favor and Hulk smash that share button because I got a lit topic today and I need to be somebody's inspiration. Aaron, what's going on, girl? Glad to see you checking in with your boy today. It is going to be a beautiful Friday. I got a lit topic and we're ready to get right into it. But I know somebody needs their daily dose of positivity, and I got the antidote. So let's talk about the difference between the surface and beyond the surface. I'm sorry, guys. I love Katy Perry. That is my girl. I'm feeling good this Friday morning. She's fantastic. All right. So on the surface things, let's talk about it a little bit. See, some people think that making the time go by or being a little bit productive at work is really grinding it out and hustling it out. They think that doing things to make time go by a little bit faster is grinding it out and hustling it out. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, some of you have been living on the surface for quite a long time, and it's time to get that shovel out so we can dig beyond that surface. We're going to talk about the difference between being on the surface and digging beyond that surface. We're going to talk about three different areas. We're going to talk about family, we're going to talk about personal, and we're going to talk about work, because we all want to get better results because we're tired of being average. So we're going to keep digging until we strike gold today. If you guys are with me, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that love button, and make it rain in here, guys. And again, please don't forget to Hulk smash that share button because somebody needs to get this message in. I know some of your friends are going to get inspired today. All right, so let's talk about a personal goal and having a powerful why. See, what it usually ends up happening is, people say, okay, we got to set our goals. We got to set our goals. And what will end up happening is some people will go ahead and say, okay, what I'm doing on average is about here, and I want to set a goal of about here, something that's a little bit more than what I'm currently doing, something that's, if I worked a little bit harder, then I can easily obtain that goal. And that what I want to tell you guys right now is not enough. You got to set your goals so sky high. I mean, they have to be out of this hemisphere. You don't want to work just a little bit harder to accomplish your goals. You want to work way harder to find out if you really apply yourself. Grant Cardone says you have to apply 10 times the amount of massive action to accomplish those goals and become extraordinary. What I suggest is take the person at your job, and whoever is like the top performer, whoever's just like killing it and knocking it out of the park, consider that person average. And you say, I'm going to work 10 times as hard as those guys. And when you accomplish that goal, you're considered extraordinary. I mean, think about people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg. Like, these guys thought at an extraordinary level. Like, they didn't think just on the surface stuff. They thought like Mark Zuckerberg is changing the world. I don't know if you guys realize this, but with so much Facebook Live going on, it's like Facebook is the new TV. I'm pretty sure when Mark Zuckerberg was thinking about how he's gonna make Facebook the biggest thing known to man, he's like, I'm going to take over the world with this, and how can I do it? I'm going to take over TV. Who would have ever thought, like, I want to take over TV? I want to make TV irrelevant. Like, who thinks like that? That forward-thinking mentality? Mr. Zuckerberg could have said, we just want to take over a couple of platforms like Periscope and all these other live streaming services. But no, that's what's on the surface. Mark Zuckerberg was like, I want to take over the world, and I want to take over TV. Nobody's ever done it before, and I want to be the first person to do it. That's extraordinary thinking. That's 10 times the amount of massive action. I mean, literally, Facebook Live is my new TV. That's where I go to get my content. I go to you guys to see you guys live because I know you got the content. But who would have ever thought that Mark Zuckerberg, that would have been his plan? That's what we're talking about, digging beyond the surface, guys. Now, let's talk a little bit about family digging beyond the surface right now. And I know some of you guys are really going to feel this one. So do me a favor, hit that like button and smash that love button if you guys are feeling me this morning on Friday. Some people, guys, you got to think about being the real MVP when it comes to your family. Like, you can't just do surface type stuff or average type stuff with your family as well. You can't come home and be like, hey guys, I want to do something special tonight. Let's get excited. We are going to Olive Garden. No. I don't have anything against Olive Garden. Olive Garden's great. I'll do it anytime. But that is not extraordinary. That is not beyond the surface. You got to get creative. You got to hop on there. You got to get your Googles on, and you got to figure out how to be fan-freaking-tastic. You should be coming home every day, and your spouse or your kid should be saying, Dad or Mom is the real MVP, because they go above and beyond. They don't do things just averagely. They dig beyond that surface, and they go all the way in. They spare no expense to make sure that we are happy, guys. So the next time, here's a little tip to help you out in that category. The next time that you want to do something special for your family, don't settle for the first thing that comes to mind. Dig beyond that surface and dig a little bit deeper. You know, if you try a little bit harder, you can do better than Olive Garden. Watch, we're going to end up going to Olive Garden tonight just because I'm tired after I get off work. Yeah, let's just go to Olive Garden. It's right up the street. No, don't do that. I know it's a little bit tougher, but we talked about this. The most successful people do the hardest things. They dig a little bit deeper. They go a little bit further. So you do the same thing, and don't settle for the first thing that comes to your mind when it comes to your family. Every day make an effort to be the real MVP. You got me? I want to know in the comments where you guys are going to dinner tonight, and don't say Olive Garden. I'm real curious. I need some ideas now. All right. We're going to talk about work right now as well, too. So some people, I relate a lot of things to sales because, as you guys know, I've been in sales for, the past 11 and a half years. I absolutely love what I do, and that's what I'm going to relate this next topic to. So if you're not in sales, bear with me. You may be able to translate this into your profession as well, too. So let's say, yeah, that's because you're a good cook, Chris, talking about where he's eating tonight. Let's just say that, right now you're currently making 20 calls, you're currently making 20 emails, you're currently sending out 20 text messages a day, and you're like, man, I'm busting my butt making it. We talked about that earlier, guys. That's productivity. That's busy work. You're counting the wrong things. Let's say you want to make a goal of 30 calls and 30 emails and 30 text messages. That's still surface work, guys. That's surface work. We got to dig beyond the surface. So we got to dig that shovel. You're counting the wrong things. You're thinking that because you increase your productivity that now you're grinding it out and you're hustling it out. No, you're counting the wrong thing. You need to count the things that really matters. Forget counting how many phone calls you made. Forget counting how many emails and text messages you sent. Start counting how many people you actually reach, how many appointments you actually set. Don't care if you have to make 50 or 100 phone calls because, again, Grant Cardone, one of the richest, wealthiest men on the planet, says you have to apply 10 times the amount of massive action to get the results and yield the results that will make you extraordinary as opposed to average. So stop looking at what's on the surface, counting how much you did that doesn't relate or translate into the results you want. Start talking about opportunities. I talked to 15 opportunities today. I set 15 opportunity appointments today. That's where we need to change the focus, guys. Extraordinary, not average. If you're feeling me this morning, let me know that it is lit. And shower me with those likes and those hearts. I know some of your buddies need to hear this. I know you got a lazy coworker that think he's doing things because he's making a few phone calls or sending a few text messages, and he needs to hear this message. So do me a favor and Hulk smash that share button so he can get the message. Are y'all feeling me this morning? It's Friday. You ready to go? Some of you guys only got 10 more hours to go on a day, and you got the rest of the weekend off. But for us weekend warriors, baby, we are here to grind it out. So I want to tell you a very, very, very quick story, and I think you guys are really, really, really going to like this. So we all know that right around 2008, we had our economic meltdown. We went through that little recession. And what a lot of businesses ended up doing was they started looking all over the U.S. I'm talking about franchises. They started looking all over the U.S. and all over the world and say, who's my lowest producing places, and let's go ahead and get rid of them. We start cutting expenses because we need our money. And Starbucks did the same exact thing. But you know what? That's typical. That's average. That's what's on the surface. Everybody expected that to happen. But you know what Starbucks did? The CEO of Starbucks went around the country, store to store, and communicated with actual customers and said, how can I serve you better? How can I treat you better? How can I exceed your expectations? How can I do that? Now, That guy was digging beyond the surface. So while everybody else was cutting out restaurants, trying to make a buck here and there, this guy said, I'm figuring out how to expand and make things better so I don't have to cut my restaurant. And look at Starbucks now. I think I'm the only person, here's a true story, I think I'm the only person that has a gold Starbucks membership, and I have never bought a cup of coffee from Starbucks at all. How do you do it, Marcus? Well, they have fantastic orange juice and breakfast sandwiches. So when I was creating this dad bod that I had developed over the past year, Starbucks was my friend, and it wasn't because of coffee. Never bought a cup of coffee, but gosh, I get so many emails from Starbucks telling me about my gold card or whatever. Don't even use it. Gosh, and I'm saving a lot of money by not doing that too, by the way. Here's the deal, guys. Compete. You want to dig beyond the surface? Compete. Don't settle for average. Don't settle for complacency. Dig beyond that surface. Out hustle, out grind, outwork every single person you know. And I guarantee you, you'll be climbing that ladder or elevating yourself to success way quicker than you can imagine. But start looking at the things that you do on a daily basis as the surface. Everything that you do right now, you are not happy with your results. I know some of you are not. Some of you are fan-freaking-tastic of what you've accomplished in life. But guess what? This thing called life keeps going on. And you don't have to settle for whatever level of success you're living right now or whatever level you're at right now. Consider whatever you're doing right now average. And make a concerted effort to dig beyond that surface and strike gold and be extraordinary. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, guys. What are you going to do with yours today? I am very curious. Let me know in the comments. I'll read them a little bit later of what you're going to do to become extraordinary and dig beyond that surface and be more than average in life. Thank you so much for tuning in with your boys today. I hope that you had a very good time with me on Friday. I will be tuning back in with you guys on Monday morning, 6:30 on the Eastern Time. Keep in mind, guys, I'm just here to make the world smile and change people's lives. So I really appreciate it if you can help me out and share this message and make it go global so we can make this whole world smile. Don't forget, if you go to my profile right after this video and hit the following button, there's something over there that says see first. You guys can get notifications every time I go live in case you miss me. If you can't make it at 6:30 a.m., I'm quite all right with that. You can catch me when you wake up while you're getting in the shower. You can catch me when you're on your ride on the way to work. You can catch me while you're at work. It doesn't matter. Just catch me. Help me change this world, guys. I need you guys. Let's get a little bit more positivity in there. And I hope every single one of you guys have a fantastic weekend. I'm Marcus Stone, the host of The Daily Dose. Thank you for checking in with me. Good weekend.